Hello, hello, hello! Welcome back! Today we will be continuing the playthrough of Valentine's Snowball fight. And by continuing, I mean beginning. It is going to be the reprinted version. It is now translated, but I'm not playing the Destroy today. Let's hop right in. So, let us review the news list here, as the screen glaringly makes my face bright. So overall, in this reprint, we did receive a new AR banner. Let's go ahead and look at our login rewards. I'm not sure what login rewards there are. Nothing, essentially, just maintenance stones. But yeah, let's start off by looking at the new summons. So, as we can see here, the Valentine Snowball fight banner has reprinted, and we do have a few evolutions for a couple of these units. Also, welcome Bruno. So, I'll be covering every single banner very briefly, not too thoroughly, since cover the rest of the stream. But yeah, in summary, for every unit, I'll talk about the units that didn't get an Evo. Shinya has this mechanic of inflicting weakness on the enemy, as well as having busting advantage and having a chance of removing debuffs, or rather buffs from the enemy for every time they're hit. It's not great. He's probably the weakest in the banner, and he also didn't receive an Evo, which is also kind of funny. There's Gurmakala, who is blow range, but is in fact magic range, because for the first 3 or 2 turns, I think it's his first 3 turns of Val, he changes into magic range. And he does like okay magic range damage, so he'll be good for both wide maps and tall maps. And in addition, we have Jacob, who is the other unit who did not. And actually, I think Jacob did get an Evo. Yoritomo, his variant here, did not get an Evo. And Yoritomo is a magic damage dealer as well as a magic specialist. He resists weapon change, so he'll pretty much always be magic range. In addition to that, he also increases damage on the board from all magic users, so that's quite nice to have. I'm hoping to get him, because I'll be pulling a tiny bit. It's not really the greatest banner to pull for, but, you know, I think it would be very nice for me to get Yoritomo, so that's my main target. As for the other units, they received Evos. Tanotama received an evolution where their rate was slightly boosted with base Dark Glint, as well as bestowing Spirit now on slash range ahead of them. It's pretty mid, to be honest. I feel like there was something else, but overall it's not a great effect. Like maybe one of their attack buffs was like boosted in range. Yeah, it must have been the attack up. That the range of that increased from directly ahead to just the slash range ahead. But yeah, it's don't pull for Tantomo, I guess. We got a complete set of Tantomo, I think. To the grab bag, very nice. And lastly, we have Jacob, who also received an evolution. And his base kit, he inflicts buff reversal on the entire board just on arrival. He can't really take advantage of it with bestowing a buff unless you move him, or if your line is very low rate, blessing bestow on attack. He also has like a slight ramping damage amp over 3 turns, and his evolution lets him increase the spread of his freeze, as well as increase freeze advantage. So he's just like a tiny bit stronger now, offensively, but he wasn't like particularly remarkable as an offensive choice just because of his range in the first place, and that's not too much helped here. But yeah, those are all the topics for this batch. There's also one other evolution that's not in this batch. It's for Yoritomo, but for his base version. So Yoritomo's base version, as we know, was a border-wide amp. He gave Vigor to all allies on phase start. And he also gave them it at a generous-ish range of long slash range. He now is able to amplify his allies' damage in one additionally by bestowing concentration to the allies ahead of him in slash range on miss. While it's nice that, you know, it'll partly salvage him since he's been kind of lacking behind in terms of the board-wide amp, it's also, the timing is a bit weird with it being on miss. Like, if he's being placed behind someone naturally from random spawning position, he won't really be able to give them concentration before they attack. So that's a bit of a caveat. Not the best. Reminiscent of what's it called? Battle of the Bells Snow? not Snow, Claude. So I talked enough about that. Let's review the other banners. So there is a new AR banner, and they're all pretty mid, to be honest. Don't pull for this, except for the bonus, but even then. So I don't remember all the effects specifically. I believe it's like the 5-star ARs is, what are they even doing? Suddenly I can't remember. They're like pretty unremarkable, to be honest. One of them is like purification and purification strengthening. The purification itself is only 5%. Sorry, if you don't recognize these buffs by the term, but I'll just say right now that these are on average a good deal weaker, like a step or even 2 steps below what our normal strengths for ARs are. There's absolutely nothing remarkable or must pull among these ARs, not even like as a just in case moment. It's kind of funny because there's actually a 4-star AR here that's just straight up like significantly worse than equivalent rarity ARs that have the same effect of CP bestowal. I won't elaborate on it now, but you can find out more on the discussion that I'll be probably doing on Sunday. And lastly, we have a Valentine's pickup banner. So, in summary, I'm not going to be pulling for this, but Toji, I think is like double lock and combo in thrust range. Extended movement, it's not great, not very reliable. Gunzo, CP battery, and evasion, just kind of like walk on. Not my favorite. Some other people like CP strategies like that, but I'm not a fan of it. There's a Searcher, who gives like a very shaky 70% ardor on face start and diamond range, or maybe 80%. Either it's not guaranteeable. That's probably his best feature. He also has some shaky damage based on advantage effects. Not great. Kima, he is thrust range and has like effects when he both misses or hits units. That's kind of interesting like that. Unfortunately, overall, it's not a very potent. I don't feel it's potent enough to justify really playing around that, alternating between missing and hitting. And Gabriel, kind of like Shiro, very mid in terms of attacking, was Berserk. They might have some healing or something like that too. Is Yasuyori's AR decent? Oh, okay. Well, I can answer that question. Let me just go over Leaked as well. He does like okay damage, it's a bit shaky. His main problem as a calm commander though is that he gets his charge up fairly fast because of his CP bestowal to himself, and then he just gets like a long slash charge, which interferes with his proper range, in my experience. So the Yasuyori AR, I'm gonna have to briefly review this because I frankly don't remember what it does. This AR is, oh yeah, that's pretty crappy. No wonder why I didn't remember this. So the Yasuyori AR confirms lifesteal to the unit equipping it, as well as advantage to status effects that disable movement. I don't believe the advantages themselves are very strong. It might be like only a 1.5 times the multiplier. And you can't really stack too many multipliers anyways. So, yeah, it would be good-ish on units that inflict fear or things like that, but even then, not really, because it is only 1.5 times multiplier. But yeah, thank you for the 499. And the actual, what's it called, effect of lifesteal. I mean, the lifesteal effect seems decent, although I think the rate of it might be a bit shaky. It's like an okay amount of field, though, if you're getting multiple hits on with Oz, for example, but, like, I don't know. We already have the freebie Zabanya Jacob Missionaries card EXP booster AR, which happens to also be a lifesteal AR. If you equip that and use Oz, that's, like, already better rate. So, I'm not a fan of that 5-star AR. Not the greatest. Not decent is my evaluation for now. Anyway, I am going to be pulling a tiny bit now on this banner. So I did get Gurren Makala from Gurren Mekra. Is that really how they're translating his name? That's awful. Like, what the hell? Normally his name is like, anyway, it's spelled differently from what I expected, so I wasn't really expecting to go with that translation. But Gurren Makala is a unit that I got from the anniversary exchange, so I'm not really going to be playing too hard since I already have him. Yoritomo is my target. I'm not going to be playing too hard. Let's say 1 multi and 5 tickets. Yeah, that seems fair. Alright, let's do this. Starting with 5 tickets. Incidentally, I didn't actually pull that hard on this banner the first time I printed because I was saving it for a Christmas drawing. So I actually don't have any of the variants at all. And I only have Gurren Makala because of the anniversary exchange again. So it'll be good if I catch like a variant or two in this. I don't know if I will, but yeah, my bonus could definitely. Well, you don't really need the variants here to get an improved boost, but still, some new units would be okay, I guess. Valentine Kima's miss gimmick is so he activates weakness for his after debuff effects. You can just pair him with a debuff fart to avoid that. Yeah, there's not too many allies that, you know, inflict debuffs on their own allies, but I don't really think it's worth playing around, to be honest. It's like, I like it conceptually in terms of, you know, actually playing around both missing and hitting. I feel like that's Thrust's specialties, because Thrust both has like okayish range to hit units when I want to, but also it's very easy to miss with them as well. But I just feel like Kima's a kind of a missed opportunity in terms of making it have decent effects to commit to playing that long stall game. He did pull on the AR banner and got every transient later. Oh, I see. Still can't believe Valentine Sheena didn't get a skill evolution. He's so mid. Yeah, I'm kind of shocked by it too. What are you gonna do though? Magic miss attack is hard to trigger. Well, yeah, usually if there's a miss version on a magic unit, it's like a decent effect, like with Astaroth or with what's it called? Orbricker. Anyways, that got me literally nothing, so I'm just gonna do my multi in and I'm gonna do it. Tunnel, 3-star. Valky. Thunderbird. And this is definitely the banner of all time. Ifrit. I don't know why I said that so excitedly. Look at all these 3-stars already up. So it's all go. Heracles. If this isn't proof you shouldn't pull in this banner, I don't know what is. Yumo. I literally got 9 3-stars. This is the worst. Dangoro. Ugh. Oh well. I had my luck for Christmas, I guess. Oh god. All dupes? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Fuck this game. It's literally nothing. Okay, one more ticket. Out of reach. You got your Itama and Chinya on there initially, so you're happy you can skip this. It's nothing! I never had 3-star Gurm color. That's funny. I like his voice acting. He's cute. Anyway. That was miserable. I will be doing some AR pulls as well, just to get some boosts for my actual grinding, so let's go ahead and do that. And no stones though, just tickets. Might as well use all of them because, like, I don't know. Maybe I'll just use 7, save for the proper Valentine's event. Did they usually have AR banners on Valentine's? I can't remember. Last year they did not. At least not for the brand new Snow Fight event, which is now no longer new. Oh, I got the 3-star one at least. The 9 3-stars into an off-banner 4-star. What a tragedy. It's very fitting for Snow Fight, I think. Hope your pills for the new Valentine's event will be better. I hope so too. Good luck. Aged up Shinya. The Bara Shinya propaganda is real. He was always Bara. What do you mean? He was never a twink. So this is actually the shit AR I was talking about before. It gives 5 CP on phase start to allies, actually to themselves, I believe. For comparison, 3-star ARs, most 3-star CP ARs except for one of our recent really shitty one, all give 10 CP. And a 4-star AR that gives CP gives 15 CP, the Shino Moritake one. So this one just gives like the equivalent, or actually worse than a 3-star AR's amount of CP. It's like ridiculously bad. Very, very tragic. Anyway, I think it's supposed to be a constellation effect for the main effect, which is the fear. But even the fear itself, when is like you have to be hit for it, and it's only at a 30% rate. It's not great. Got this already. Please skip. It's nothing. One more AR ticket, and then we'll get out of here. At least my luck was better for this one, which actually boosts my bonus. Although I only got one AR invent. Well, I got 2 ARs. So there is a new mission, although it's a bit weird because I think the win condition for this mission is you have to do the challenge quest, which incidentally literally just, expired, so you can't do it anymore. So this is a very mean mission, to be honest. Because it's like, it's a giant middle finger for anyone who didn't do the challenge quest yet. And they're like, oh, you have to do the challenge quest, by the way. And it's already gone, so that's kind of fucked. I don't know what the other conditions for getting the rest of the dupes are, but we'll just have to see. But yeah, just to confirm. Yeah, you see, the challenge quest isn't even there for New Year's anymore. That's so stupid. Let's see. Yeah, we can just hop straight into the thing now. I don't think there's too much new items in this event, so we'll go ahead and start the... Actually, let's start with the high difficulty quests. I didn't team build for this, so you're gonna have to watch me build one slowly. But I do remember there's essentially no mechanics on any of these, so... What's it called? We should just use our traditional Exodia setup. I'm so looking forward to the story. Slanted face. I can sense your enthusiasm bubbling from the surface. Good point, game. I should use my trash items right now. Let's go ahead and filter this by, I don't know, literally anything. As long as you're sorted by... Actually, let's throw it on Drunk. Go take this trash, my lovely. Be nourished by this garbage. Yo, J-Bear, welcome. Currently just clearing my inventory of trash so that I can get a bit of the items from the job quests. I might have actually skill leveled everyone already, but I can always check. Sort by skill level. I don't know, I still have a couple of bozos here, including Gummercall. Yeah, let's give this trash to Otter. No, let's go to Gurmakala. There you go, Gurmakala. You're so lucky that I'm skill leveling you right away. Take this trash. Are you excited for Tadatomo's 30 to 40% ability to do nothing? I mean, I was so excited for it when it was at an even lower rate before, so... Or rather higher rate to do nothing. So good. Well, let's go ahead and do the challenge quests, and we'll just toss in what's their face. Welcome, Tonka Mugen. Otter 4-star entering trauma. Is that what you were afflicted by during the Oedo Christmas banner? That sucks. Sorry it happened. Good. You wish Valentine Tantum skill evolution gave him movement expansion. I wish they just gave him something better in general. There was a 50% chance to do nothing before. I vaguely remember that, yeah. It was like... The gimmick was... You know, you had multiple chances to roll for it by attacking multiple units, but, you know, that's That jump scare is kind of freaking me out. I don't like that transition. So they supposedly, I didn't mention this yet, but they did speed up the game in some ways. One of the ways was to improve the loading times, what's called between phases. They removed the loading screen entirely and they just replaced it with a black screen. Shit's giving me a jump scare, Jesus Christ. Thought my game crashed or computer crashed. Anyway, I'm not even gonna comment on these challenge quests because they're exactly like last year where, you know, I recorded them. This is like the only, this event I didn't release any videos for, and I also didn't do a stream for. It's because I, you know, wasn't real, the stream format wasn't properly planned by then, but I didn't make videos for these because when I did do the first clear for them, they were just so insanely easy and I first turned everything. So it was just kind of like killed my motivation to do videos so badly that I decided, forget it, I'm just gonna start streaming them now. So that's why you haven't seen any challenge quest clears for me in video format. So this one I vaguely remember it has to do with like, what's it called? Fucking reverse taunt. Stop running away, you bitch! They're very weak, so it doesn't really matter. I'm getting there. Why'd I have to spawn on the opposite side? That's so annoying. There you go. This certainly is a challenge quest. You wish they expanded his range, to be honest. I wish they just made him reliable. I don't know why they needed to rely on this 50% bullcrap. It's like you want to use combo, but then they make it unreliable, so, like, why? So stupid. Kind of incredibly mid for a unit you need to move. I guess expand movement would be nice just because you are incentivized to move him, but for very little reason in the end. Hey, faster load times. Yeah, that jump back scared you too. Yeah, it's like jump scare moment. Supposedly they sped up the title screen loading time too. I went to check it earlier before the stream and it seemed like, I don't know, somewhat fast. And they also apparently sped up the times between repeating games. I have not tested that yet. I probably won't during this stream, but that's overall it's good for grinding, farming rather, for both the loading screens as well as just like the restarting quest thing. Makes things even snappier, very nice. To be fair, the most interesting clear you could think of for New Year's Height of Quest was using Huckman as your primary damage. Jesus Christ, that jump scare is terrifying me. Primary damage dealer. Yeah, for that new challenge quest, I didn't release a video, as you may have noticed, or a stream for it. It was just like, it's I can't make a stream out of one challenge quest that you can one turn clear. What the fuck? I mean, I didn't know you could one turn clear it, but yeah, it didn't end up being that way anyways. Need a Teams edit of Valentine song thing. They could definitely replace that black screen with something else at this point. It's freaking terrifying. What is guts? Deleted. Anyway, got a bit of a refund for the tickets I wasted on this banner for all those dupes. Yeah, fine, let's throw those tickets in. What am I even... I actually have... So for those who are, for some reason, still in the stream, just in the middle of it, I'm gonna let you know now. I'll probably repeat it at the end of the stream as well. I do happen to know who are the units, or most of the units anyways, featured in the next Valentine's event, the proper one. And I'm not looking forward to any of them, so I'm just gonna keep on pulling 3 more times for Yoritomo, so I don't care. Yoritomo, come on! Stop giving me 3-star dupes! I don't want 3-star dupes! I was saying the black screen was like the end of no return. Where are the thingies? Give me new units, please. It was all trash in the end. It was all trash. So, to give you an idea what the units are, I'll reiterate this at the end, so in case you forgot. However, just to confirm, if I remember correctly, both of them, for some reason, should be tall maps, despite these units actually being decent for what's called wide maps as well. How would you know if you got a 5-star? There's like a slight change in the animation where it turns gold instead of like the blue light from the animation screen. But yeah, actually, let's see who has what here. Event filter, please increase, I don't know, anything since they encodes both. For Housamo with the 3-star or 5-star. Very nice, Prisma. Very fortunate for you to get the 5-star for both. Yeah, I'll be using Prisma as well for the entire time. So enjoy my ally points. But yeah, for the units that are coming for this Valentine's Day. Actually, I need to change my ARs. I'm getting distracted, sorry. I'll change this one first. Filter by this. Look up this, thankfully. We can look up this. Rolled and Valiant. Tantomo and Yoritomo. Let's just run Yoritomo, I guess. Let's give you this AR. Just barely breaking 200. It's okay, I guess. Gold rings with gold rings on his plate. As someone who's run Valentine Yoritomo teams, his biggest problem is that he's the weakest link damage-wise. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's kind of like Christmas Nomad, right? In terms of Christmas Nomad, he has so much utility and he amps his allies' damage so much by 4 times with limit and concentration. The problem is he also does it for himself, but he doesn't have any native amp moves other than those two, so it's just like he's only just getting by with crit. So I can understand what you mean. He's like kind of weak by himself and he needs some additional amp. Right now, there's not too many teams compositions that help magic range units in wide maps, which is like unfortunate because Yoritomo kind of hard carries out as Yuan, and because there's almost no one else, like he can't really benefit from any additional amp really. Only just mostly paired up with other solo carries and magic range, because they do love to make solo carries and magic range. Okay, let's do this. Oh, what a bad limit on an equally bad AR. Yeah. Don't mind my Ombre Tigre there. Boosting the Warmonger's bonus as well as Jesus Christ jump scare. Giving that 1.2 times multiplier. The strongest multiplier ever. Okay, so I keep on getting distracted from this, but the new units that are coming up for the next banner, from what I've heard, I'm not sure if Takamina Kata is still coming. I heard he was, but that might have changed. However, Tai Shakutin should also be featured for the coming Valentine's Day. But maybe both of them. And then there's also Masanori, I believe. Those are the 3 I remember. There might be another one, but suffice to say, I'm not interested in any of them really. It's hyper mid in terms of my interest for them. Oh yeah, Krampus. That's it. I mean, yeah, I don't care about Krampus. I know Krampus is quite popular. He's just Butterverse though. I don't dislike him. In fact, I kind of like him from his character writing. Quite nice in the story. Otherwise I don't really... He doesn't enter my mind very often. Yeah, sounds like a hard skip for you too. So yeah, based on all of those things, I'm just like, I'm good, man. I'll pass. I'm not gonna feel too guilty about throwing some stones on some more useless ass loops here. I mean, of course, I feel bad how it ended up. I'd love to get Yoritomo, but I'm not really hankering to get any of those other units in the future, so whatever. This past year was like a godsend for many people. The previous year, that is, for people getting their favorites. Like, for example, I know a lot of people wanted Oscar, a lot of people wanted the variants for Labe and Boogeyman. There's Behemoth. There's a lot of like ooh-la-la picks essentially that like were quite shocking. And yeah, people complained about it being a very boring year or something, but in the end, it's probably the most damage I've seen in people's wallets that single year, based on the picks. But for this year so far, anyways, I mean, I voiced my opinions about Ching-Long. He's cute, but he's also kind of like creatively bankrupt, which is awful. And also, so far, what's it called? The units I've told you about for the coming Valentine's Day event do not seem that interesting whatsoever. That's probably just the units released during the period of the Invaders era. Unless they're going to release like a Wakam Tonka Mugen variant, which I'm pretty sure not. It's like pretty much everyone during the entire Invaders period of the story release, I kind of did not care about. Like, I know like Jurong and Boogeyman were also released during that time, but they already got their variants because, you know, LifeWonders knows they're fucking amazing. But yeah, no one else. Who even released during the Invaders arc? Let's see. The Invaders arc had Masanori and Yoshito. Whoa, amazing units that I'm sure lots of people care about. And Perrin, which is just like Doritos armpits. And Taishakuta and Takumi Nakata, which have long ass names and kind of forgettable designs in my opinion, although I guess I know some, at least Irby is very excited for Taishakuta to my understanding. And I don't know. What was in that period? It was also the Craters arc, right? But we also got a bunch of the Craters already between Ulan Bator and Akia Gongyan and Hecate's variant and Katoba's and Turing recently. I'm pretty sure they just did all the creators. It's fine. It's not the majority of them. So there's like there's nothing to look forward to really. Is there anyone really looking forward to like the Lianshi variant? I don't even know. Invaders was 12 and 13. Yeah, I'm aware. But yeah, I can't really remember who was included in them that hasn't already had variants besides like Lian and Chi, I guess, which Lian and Chi. I love Perrin and his Doritos armpits. such a himbo. I mean, he is strong for sure. A lot of people have seen him just because he is strong. I don't know how many people actually like him for being him though. Lian variant where she does nothing is a joke. I mean, they kind of did that with Ryota's variant too. Is a festival variant. Imagine having a second variant and it ends up being worse than your first variant. Jeez. At this point, Oscar and Beach Andy are the only metal units missing. Those are some big misses. I mean, Oscar's understandable. We have like a few board-wide replacers, but Oscar does it best. But Beach and Vari is absolutely not replaceable, so it's like a big shock you don't have him since he's essentially mandatory in this game if you want to delve into the min-max lifestyle. Yoshito was the best partner for Christmas birthday, at least until Valentine Day got his skill evolution, and that didn't last long. The best partner for Christmas birthday is Oz, with the new Otter AR. Since it can give blessing on move and Oz can equip it. You still don't have him, quite sad. You like him for being him. Big dumb villain, is really funny. Perrin? I don't think Perrin is dumb. He definitely gives off the attitude of, an oafish villain, but more so like brutishly. Yeah, he seems quite intelligent. Maybe not intelligent, but really, he seems familiar with stratagems in the battlefield and manipulating people's viewpoints, considering that's just built in his power. You're going to get him at anniversary, but LifeWonders said no. Perrin? It's really not Perrin, unless you're talking about Valentine, Jacob. I'm not sure who you're talking about specifically there, but I was kind of surprised with their final lineup for the what's called the anniversary pickup as well. Yeah. I mean, I got Shiva, which was a big surprise. I never would have expected we'd get him this year. So I'm super chilling at this point. Beach Andy. Oh yeah, I actually had an evaluation prepared for him because I was anticipating that he would be printed during that thing. But then they said no, so all those files just got wasted. But he's definitely I already wrote an entire evaluation for him, and essentially he's must-have. The Rainbow Stars for all topics because just boosts coins and everything. Also, he's a decent hyper carry for dungeons as well. And he's actually quite strong for challenges as well. He literally does everything. And he's optimal. He's... You really like Masanori. He's got a phenomenal design. Big ass abs aside. I do agree that his black and white design is quite nice for Husky, along with his foot rendering. You also think he's one of the more interesting Hakenshi as well. I do agree with that, but let's be real. Masanori wins for design points, probably better than the other Hakenshi by a long shot. But in terms of pure simpology, Masanori is not quite there. We're long past the era of being able to simp over Moritaka or Yasuyori, or some people would simp over or many people would simp over what's his face, Ninja Tadatomo. I don't get it, but I know a lot of people like them. But yeah, I don't see the same thing for Tadatomo, and I definitely don't see the same thing for Masanori and Yoshio. They're cutesy, but not very simpy. So yeah, not super keen on their variants. Ren's a brute who's very short-sighted and lost in his own ego. Very Vegeta-like. Also, Masanori is nice. You hate his spray on abs though. Spray on abs, that's great. Hey, Yasuyori is your pineapple. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm saying he was the bazonga eyes when they pop out of your eyes, or your head rather. That was when people were saying they're Hakenshi fans, they really meant they fucking want to suck on Yasuyori's tits. But the Invaders Hakenshi in general were pretty mid in comparison. Masanori, I would still say had the best thought out design, but in terms of just can you make porn of them? Not really. I don't really see it. So many quests today. Yeah, for these first look things, all I do is just all of the drop quests. That was the last one, wasn't it? That felt like instant. Was that really the last one? Oh no, that was the first one, the other one. I'm not paying attention. It's because I didn't switch teams because I didn't need to. You can use the exact same team for both ones. It would not make a difference. The music sounds like we're at the Olympics. Yeah, it sounds like Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. This is probably one of the least popular songs in the entire 2023 year. Partially because it was pretty unambitious, not very exciting, and it sounds like Mario Kart. I mean, that's what I said anyways, but not my favorite by a long shot. Just a kind of confusing event theme. very mid art in terms of everyone wearing camouflage for some reason. Camouflage parkas. And very unambitious music. Very crappy challenge quests that were not challenging at all. Yeah, it's like this entire event, if you didn't guess by tail, was kind of just like I did not have a high opinion of between the kits and the art and the music and the theme and the like what even is this? Seriously, everything was so bad except for Yoritomo's kit. That was like the only silver line. A toss-up between Summer 1 and this for the worst events sung last year. Yeah, the Summer 1 theme was truly incredible with the single note being played for half the song. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba. So 2023 did not have a good start for that. Oh, actually, you're talking about Jurassic. Jurassic theme was definitely something else too. I mean, granted, it was thematic, but it's not something you'd want to listen in your free time at all. It was not great. No, this sounds like a Sonic track. Well, a Sonic track that you may forget. It's not great. But yeah, people kind of had a very negative, maybe not people, but the people I talked with had a fairly negative attitude about 2022 during the first half of the year. And what, or even like quit periodically during a new semester after failing to get Oscar, because the year was just going that poorly for him. Between, you know, the non-content of Snow Fight and what's it called? Just generally nothing to look forward to for most. Thankfully, 2023 ended off fairly decently, with some really strong variants from Jurassic, Behemoth existing in his variant, even though they're both kind of slightly mid in what's called Boogeyman's kit, as well as everyone else's kit in Marine. And Afkari turned out decently well as well. And Oedo was quite a strong finish. Oh shit, you forgot about Afkari too. That's also a song you didn't care for. Oh, the music was actually quite good in Afkari though. Well, to each their own, I guess. In very least, it stands out miles ahead of whatever happened during the first half of the year. You don't remember what event it was, but you really wish they used the jazzy theme they used up in the Height of Quest. The event you're talking about is a Marine Resort Crisis. That showed up in the last Challenge Quest possible. I don't know why they didn't just release it earlier. It's like, it was the first decent song of the year. But it's kind of sad considering that was like well past the second half of the year by then. But yeah, Snow Fight's music was pretty garbo, and there was no new music released during the new year. And actually, never mind. New semester had decent music. Well, not new semester per se, but rather chapter 14. Although we don't really count that. And then Jurassic music had this kind of hyper mid for both the shop and the battle team. And then Marine was pretty mid too until they released that one last song and the last possible second. And then things got slightly better thereafter, music-wise. So, still recovering from the trauma of 2023, but it was looking up. Although, based on this trajectory of the ARs and the evolutions, the things might be going for a dip again. You did like the Entertainers theme, but you know that's technically 2022. If you're talking about the prologue theme, I mean, they released different music for the prologue than they did from the proper release. I like both the prologue theme for Chapter 14, as well as the new music they released for the proper release. For the Evos, you sometimes wonder, why do they even bother? That's a good point. Like, what are the point of these Evos? It's like, are people actually going to be playing more because of these Evos? They feel like courtesy Evos, but in a way, they're like a slap in the face. The only good Evo that was released in this batch isn't even from a raid up unit right now. It's from base Housamo. So it really does just feel like a mostly courtesy Evos, and it's bizarre that the only decent one is just, you know, not even something you can really pull for. I don't know. I mean, like, I'm complaining, but last year we like really ate well with Evos. If I were to describe last year based on anything, even though it had like a lot of ups and downs for a lot of topics, the number one thing it did better than every other year was evolutions. Because 2023, like, holy shit, there were so many Evos that were like just straight up, you know, majority-wise were better than the actual units that were released during that period. Walking Tonka Mugans evolution released during that period, along with Kirito's as well as Kangoro Mugans. We also got Algernon's board white thing, and we got Anvare's evolution. It was hyper stacked, really. There's Ito's evolution. Yeah, a lot of units, like Taramaiki's evolution. Like, that's 2 units in my Exodia setup that I'm using that are only boosted that strong because of their evolutions from 2023. It was a great year for evolutions, so after turning them back now, I mean, I can maybe look the other way because we were pretty spoiled last year. But if they're not going to give us good Evos this year, I hope they actually give us something else that's good. The new AR for the mission isn't great up, right? Oh, that was the last one. Okay. Hold on, I need to confirm that. Air equipment list, base sort by... Yeah, the new mission AR is not right up. Whatever. They'll give us the long-awaited Christmas Yasuri Evo. Major Copium. I'm gonna just briefly review if there's any other topics. I doubt there is, but let's see. So there's the translation coming up. I'll do that some other time. Still need to work on the video. The commemorative ARs reprinting. I already talked about the ARs. Love quests, whatever, and evolutions that you talked about. There's like in the speed update. Okay, that's everything then. Let us head to my guild. So that is it for Valentine's Snow Fight. Struggle for... or the fight for struggle and love? I think that's what the subtitle's called. Anywho. Yeah, this was essentially the least... This was one of the many futures I may have foresaw based on what could happen between the proper Valentine's event and New Year's. And this was probably the least favorable outcome for me because I was really hoping that this event would receive the Valentine's Summer Memories, or rather the Virtual Summer Memories, or the Fashionista treatment of just not being reprinted for like 3 or 4 years, because it's not my favorite in many senses, so it was a very unpleasant surprise to see this event getting reprinted from the news so soon, within 1 year, like, as if people were actually looking forward to this, like dog water. It's definitely not my favorite. Thankfully, it's only going to be for a very brief period of time, for only 2.5 weeks. That will keep me slightly busy on my Tozo, but it's not too much content anyways. I'm gonna need to do a discussion that's coming up on Sunday, and I'm also gonna be making a video for that, for the new content anyways, which is not much. It's just like the 5 ARs plus 3 mid-evolutions. It's not great, and I don't know if that's even enough for most of us to join, considering I just group all the ARs into a single topic nowadays. After that, I'll also be working on the playthrough, as well as the video for my thoughts on the pickup banner, as well as all this other stuff. But yeah, there's a bit for me to cover within 2.5 weeks, so at the very least I can distract myself from how mid this event is. It's unfortunate I got only 3-star dupes. That's quite traumatizing, but maybe, just maybe, during the anniversary pickup, Yoritomo will be available. That'll be nice to get. Because, you know, we got lucky with Shiva. Who knows? Wish they put skill seeds in the event shop. Yeah, I didn't look at the event shop, but... Wait, did they not? That's unfortunate. Last year, they were very generous with Valentine's Fantasy. That was the best reprint ever, because that was the one and only reprint ever they released the skill and level seeds during a reprint shop. And, you know, we thought we were going to do it again, but then they didn't. And if they're not doing it again here... mid-fight. Not surprised they're on time with the Valentine's events, likely for the special quests. I mean, I wish they were on time with every other event. It just seems weird that they're so on time with Valentine's all the time. Warmonger's rule. Yeah, it's kind of surprised they're doing Warmongers for this again. They really don't give out invaders. Apparently what happened with Valentine's Fantasy event shop was an outlier. I want it to be the norm! Seriously. Gonna have to wait until summer to finish red texting Hawkman. She's dead on arrival. Yeah. Okay, I think I powered it on long enough. That's it for this playthrough, so look forward to my stream on Sunday for the discussion. Most likely that's what I'm going to schedule anyways. But yeah, thanks for joining me, everyone. Hope you had a good time watching, and good luck with your pulls if you're deciding to pull for this. Take care, everyone, and I'll catch you next time.